Okay, here I'm replacing the halogen headlights in my 2016 GMC Canyon with some LEDs. I've got the driver's side bulb is out on mine. I bought these C-Light ones here. The form factor is H11, you saw in the box there. These seem pretty nice. I think they're about 70, 80 bucks on Amazon. I'll put a link to them in the description. So I ended up taking off this entire front plastic piece. A guy could probably get away without doing it, but it just takes a couple minutes. So not worth fiddling around with and not taking off. These are all these fender spear type clips where you have to raise the center, pull that out, and then you can pull out the base. Sometimes you can get them as one piece. Sometimes they break, so I'll actually put a link in the description to some extras you can get on Amazon. I didn't have any break. This is only 2016, so they're not too brittle yet. You can see I'm using a flathead screwdriver, just getting the center to pop up a little bit, and then needle nose works pretty good to pull the top out then without breaking it. You can see there's a little notch where a flathead screwdriver fits right in there. And this is kind of what I was getting at. You maybe don't have to take off that whole front plastic panel. If you just got off this corner panel and not even that flat one that's on the fender there, if you just got off that corner, I think that would give you plenty of access to get the passenger side headlight. The driver's side headlight you can get at without removing anything, if that's the one that's out for you and you just want to do one. But if you're going to mess with the passenger, you're going to have to get this corner off. These are some of those same clips. Again, there's only 3 on that flat piece, and that's actually a separate piece from this corner. You can see there is one screw in there. That's a Torx head. It's a T20. That's the corner piece that definitely has to come off so that you can get off the piece I'm going to work on getting off here now. This is a plastic piece that actually covers the passenger side headlight area. There's 2 clips that are right underneath. You see the horn there? Right in front of the air box here. You're going to have to get those 2 clips out. I messed around for a bit and then figured out I'd have to take off there's one bolt that holds that horn assembly on. And that's a 10 millimeter. You'll see me grab that off in just a second here. Here's a 10 millimeter swivel head ratcheting wrench, kind of tight quarters in there. And take note that there's a little tab that goes in a hole there just to the left of that bolt that kind of aligns and holds that bracket on. Now just what's visible now is where that second clip is down there. I'm going to work on getting that out. You'll have to excuse the little bit of background noise in this video. I've got my heater running. It's just above freezing in North Dakota right now, and I needed the heat. I'm also going to pop off. See that hose comes up on top? There's just 2 plastic clips that hold to that corner piece. Pull those out. They just pry right out. Now the low beam is what I'm replacing here. That was the part number I showed on the box. Turn this cover about an 1/8 turn counterclockwise. That'll come off. And right under that is where the bulb lives. You need to turn that about a 1/4 turn counterclockwise and it will come out. Like I said, these are stock halogens. There's a small retaining clip. You have to pinch it down and then it releases the bulb. This bulb is still good. It's the driver's side that's actually out on my truck. Something I'm kind of noticing here is that the halogen type bulbs can only go in one way. There's actually like a key way that prevents it from being reversed. These LED units don't have that, but they do show plus and minus on the connector on the LED bulb side. I didn't use a voltmeter to test which was which. I just plugged them in, and before I got everything back together, I tested them, and they both worked. So I don't know if the polarity isn't an issue on the LED bulbs. Maybe it sorts that out itself, or maybe I just got lucky twice. I'm going to fiddle around a little while. It takes a little bit to get the bulb to go in the right way. I'll bring the halogen bulb back on screen in a second and show kind of the orientation it has to go in there, and then the connector will angle down straight down when you're done, like that. I found that the connector and the additional little wire that comes on it is best if I tuck it upward, kind of above the bulb, or the back of the bulb, I guess. Put my dust cover back on. Get it started. You'll see when it drops down, then give it about an eighth turn clockwise. No need to crank on it. This or the bulb, it's all plastic, so you'll break it if you go too hard on it. Now we're over on the passenger side. You can see the washer fluid reservoir there. If this is the side that's out for you and you only want to do one bulb, you can access this without removing anything. I was switching over the LEDs, so I decided to do both. Again, the high beams are the inboard ones, the low beams are the outboard ones. Give it a quick turn. Pinch that connector to release. It can be a little fiddly with that extra little bit of wire and that new connector that's there now. Like I said, I kind of tuck that up above the connector. Remember your dust boot over there. Then I'm going to get that bottom spear clip in. You can see that I've messed up here. That hose on the top should actually be in front of that plastic piece, and now it is. Get the top clip in. You can see the routing of that hose. It's actually got a little cutout for it. Get that tab back in the hole. Bolt started. Tighten back down. Again, this is a 10 millimeter. Push my hose clips back in there. Use my Torx T20, get the one bolt back in, and then pop these 3 fender clips in. I used to have a handy tool for these clips, a nice pry thing. I'll put a link to the link in the description to the Amazon for it. I borrowed it to someone and it never made its way back to me, but it'd be nice if I had it. Pop all these back in, and then I'll just check and make sure I've gotten everything back where it needs to go. Make sure before you get everything back together you make sure they work. Hopefully this was helpful. If you want to buy the same bulbs as me, check the description for that link. Thanks.